ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It is Ryan Williams here with Outdoor Corruption. Today I am going to be doing an overview of the Huntstand app. I have been using it now for about 2 years, so I've really gotten to dive into it and kind of mess and play with it, and it's probably one of my new favorite apps out to date anyway. I haven't really went in depth with the OnX app. It costs for you to use it, so this one here gives you a lot of free features, before you have to get into the buying aspect of it. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so you want to go to your web browser. From there, you want to type in Huntstand and hit enter, and it should be the first listing that pops up. So you'll just click on it. I've already got mine opened over here on the different tabs, so we'll go over to it. We'll close this one. Okay, so now that we got it pulled up, it will ask you to log in or register whenever you are a first-time user to this. So after you have everything set up, that's whenever it'll get you to this screen here. So from this screen here, you'll start a new manage hunting area, and you'll be able to rename it. If you've already got multiple here, and as you can see up here at the top, I can add view hunt areas on map, or add one over here, create a new hunting area. As you can see, I've got two different ones made. So okay, and so after we get it loaded up, you'll go to your select area here and find an area that you want to use. Today, just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to use this piece of property here. So there's many different things, like I said earlier, that you can do with this that are free options. The things that are not is parcel info. You will get a select few monthly that you can use. I don't know how updated they are, or not updated they could be. So that is the only thing that I'm not 100% aware on. The second thing is your high resolution printed maps, which you can get a printout of, whatever you want, your land, with icons or without icons, sent straight to your door. So we'll start out with, first things first here. So as you can see, the purple here is kind of my boundaries of the land that I'm hunting. You can make different boundaries here, like this here is not a hunting land, and this here is a no hunt zone. So we'll start out with that. To make a simple line, you can go up here and you can click on the add line feature here. So we'll do that, and we will zoom into an area. Let's just say we use this one here. So we'll go with this one here. It'll be a little bit better. So we'll zoom in a little bit more. What you want to do is you just want to select the area that you can't hunt. So just say, for instance, this is what we're going to do. Double click here, and then you can click trail, and it will highlight, whatever you want to, and you can rename it to, no hunt boundary, or add a description in there. Not allowed to hunt here, or only allowed to hunt here in the afternoons, whatever it may be. So you can get detailed with it. You can even add photos to it or a video. So we'll exit out of that there. So that is one way to do it. And you can always come back in here and edit it later and delete it, whichever one you want to. So from there, what we will do is, okay, so this one here is just kind of it's the same thing. You do basically a border line around it, except for it is going to fill it or shade the inside of it here. So you'll double click that, and there's a couple of different options here which will change a different color. Water will be blue, boundary will be red, obviously, and you can name it whatever you want to. The same ordeal here. So say if we didn't want to do red, we'll delete that one. We'll come back up here and select the highlight tool again, and you'll double click when you're finished, and say if you wanted to do water, then it will show up as blue, and there's different color ones there as well. So we'll delete this one back off here. All right, so now once that's deleted, we will go over to a hunt area. Say we just want to use this one here as a hunt area. So you'll come up here to the add icon tool. You'll grab it and say you want to put something there. There's many different options here that you can use. You can get really detailed with them. You know, you can put where your club is, you know, gates that are locked or a hazard, parking structure, different types of stand. You know, they've got tree stand, tripod, hang on, climber, ground blind. You can put where your cameras are, your bait piles, your feeders, your minerals, your traps. And then, for instance, if you want to go and scout, there's all different sorts of, you know, bedding, blood trail, buck scrape, pinch points. I mean, there is just many different options. You can show where your food plots are, your water. There's different turkey markers there as well. So we'll just say that we have a hang-on stand set up right here. So you'll select the same thing, and then you can go in here and you can name it. You can add a description. You know, if you want to say that the deer are, you know, moving close to the in the afternoon, close to dark 30, then you can write that in there so you'll know. Okay, well that's kind of you know, when I need to hunt that stand, so on and so forth. And you can even add photos in there of you know, whatever your stand. Um, you know, you can get really detailed with it. So say if you want to add photos of you sitting in the stand. So say we'll just go in here. We'll just select a random picture. I don't have any current ones, so we'll select that one, a photo, whatever, into the stands. You know, showing exactly, uh, you know, you know, where you want to hunt, how you want to hunt it. You can get real detailed. Even like a video, you can add, you know, doing like a 360 of the stand. You can show it there. So we'll just exit out of that and delete this one here for now. So, and as far as just the other stuff, there's just select tool. There's a modify map feature, which you can rotate it, resize, modify, so on and so forth. There's a location where you're at currently. There's a distance measure. So say if you want to measure from you ride your Fuller into here at this point here, and you have to walk all the way down to here to your stand. Well, say right there, you'll double click when it's done. Well, you know that it is 183 yards from your Fuller into your stand, to give you a good idea so you don't walk in and spook any deer or anything in the morning, or try your best not to. So this one here is kind of it's similar tool that measures distance. So say you only owned a little piece of land here, and we'll try to get close. Say you own that one there, you can figure out, okay, well I own, you know, almost 4.5 acres in this little plot here. You can do square feet, meters, yards, so on and so forth. So um, you know, it's really good if you want to go out, or you know, even if you're you know, you own a lease, and you know, you can get a pretty good guesstimate of how many you know, acres or the size of area that you're going to be hunting. All right, so you can also go over here to the search tool, and you can search in a location, and figure out you know, whatever you want to, or latitude, longitude if you've got buddies GPS coordinates. From there, you can go and select a different base layer here. You can select public land. You can do terrain. You can do streets here. Not the search tool. You can go back over here and you can do satellite or hybrid. Hybrid is just going to be your terrain here view, uh, also with street signs and everything else there. So you can do, like I said, there's many other different things. This is just MapQuest. Sometimes these will be more updated than what your other ones will be. So what's your other Google Maps here? Because you got kind of two different options you can select from, Google Maps or MapQuest. So you have to kind of pick and choose which one will be the updated one, and go from there. So we will, and we'll go back to the regular satellite Google Maps there. So okay, so after you do, you can come over here and you can do also a filter by time selection here, your date or your hour to hour there as well. And through here, let me scroll out some so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so say if I didn't want the hazards on, if I want to go ahead and take them off, or they're non-existent anymore or whatever. So you can either go in and individually delete them, you can just unselect them and then it will remove it from your map totally. Okay, so this is good for if you wanted to take off everything else and just have either deer sightings or deer tracks, whatever. I mean, really, like I said, narrow it down to whatever you want. Or if you just want to show where your stands are at, and you can do it that way if you want to go and do a high resolution printed map. So say I wanted to get this part printed out here in a map. Well, I can go through and unselect everything and only have my stands, so you don't have this other mess on here. So say if you had 20, 25 stands in here, then you'll know, okay, well, that's where they're at. And then on your map, then you can you can either handwrite on there whenever it comes through the mail, and add detail onto it just by hand, or you can leave it with all the icons you have here and print it out the same way as well. So you can do many different options when you do the high resolution printed map, or if you want to do it online or on the app. There's many great things about this app. The other thing is the property boundary lines. It will show you the different properties of what people own, what they don't own. I don't know how updated this is because I haven't actually went and um, checked my own land because we just bought a house recently, so I'm sure ours is probably not through, but um, might just want to double check before you do that. That is one option there that I said earlier that you can purchase. They will give you a select amount each month that you can go through and choose, and it'll give you the landowner's name. But there's after that certain number, that's when you have to purchase more. So you can also come in here and it will show you the public land options. Here, we'll scroll in here. So this one here is just Natural Resources Conservation Service easement, and it just says closed. That one there says Army Corps of Engineers. Let's see, we will scroll. Let me just, got out of it. So we'll come back over here and select public lands again. Okay, so here's one here. Like I said, it just shows U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, Natural Resource Conservation Service. I mean, it'll show you everything detailed as far as your public lands go. So that's another great useful tool there as well. So we'll go back to the satellite image here. And like I said, this is one good thing before you go into hunt that you can go through here and check and kind of scout pre-hunt and really narrow it down. And then once you go in there, you can take your phone with you and get on the app, and then you can mark buck rubs or scrapes, or if you find water or whatever. So moving on to the next thing here, you can also log your harvest here whenever it loads up. So I haven't logged anything on here yet of harvest, but like I said, you can go through here and select what you want to show and what you don't want to show. You can narrow it down, like I said, by date and hour, by date and time. And over here to the sightings menu, it's pretty much the same thing. You go in here and you add in, when you've seen this deer, when you've seen this buck. And then you move over to the hunt zone. And this here, what it does, it will tell you which way the wind is going to be blowing in certain stands here. So if you scroll up here, say we just want to check this one out here. There's different options here. So we'll scroll out and you can pick 500 yards out, which is a little blown out for that area. You can go back down to 200 yards, 300 yards, and we'll just keep it at 100. And as you can see, it's kind of blowing, southeast, south pretty much for the most part. So you can also go through here and select a certain area or time of when it might be blowing at that time. So say you want to get the stand 3 a.m. It's going to be blowing that way. Well, you can see it changing from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. and some days it might even be totally reversed over to the opposite side. So it's always good to check that too. So you have a pretty good idea if you're going to do an all-day sit. So if you're going to do an all-day sit, you'll know if the wind is going to change directions or not from morning to afternoon drastically. So that's a good little option there for you as well. The next thing over here is task. So the task menu is pretty much what it says in the name. So you can add different tasks or jobs. So say if I need to come in here and trim out limbs or hang up a stand or put up a feeder, put up a camera, whatever, you can go through here and add a task, and from there you'll see all your tasks that you have to do, from home. And then, say if you're not going to be able to get to it till the weekend, well, then you can just simply pull that up and it will show you, um, your current tasks that you need to do for that area. So it'll also show you completed tasks as well. So next we'll go over here to the data. And this here is once you put in your harvest, or your sightings, it will show both of them, but it will give you a breakdown of a detailed, uh, I guess, menu here of the harvest by time. So when you killed them, what type of moon you killed them in, the moon illumination, um, the pressure, atmosphere, temperature. I mean, it goes through everything: wind speed, wind direction, distance from a feeder. I mean, it really breaks down everything super detailed. So this right here is a really good menu that will actually help the hunter out. Really, really, really good tool there to use. So next we'll go over to the weather, and it pretty much is self-explanatory. It will just tell you, the weather day by day. So that pretty much sums up the Huntstand app. I cannot preach to you how good the app has been. It has helped me, just from being at home and working all the time. Being able to come home, sitting here on the computer, and do majority of the work on the computer, and then going out and doing the legwork uh, out in the actual area. So it does really good for that part of eliminating a lot of basically wasted energy and wasted time, just walking around and, um, not, being able to see stuff from an aerial view. Sometimes is better and helps you in that area. So like I said, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or certain videos or apps that you want me to go over, just go to our Facebook page at Outdoor Corruption, and you can shoot us a message on there or send us a comment, and we will do our best to try to get it up and finish. So thank y'all guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed.